look like Scott Jackson.
And is scared to ask
No, this is up. Having a gun do not make you gangster. Having a gun don't make you gang. I'm not a gangster.
Believe me when I say I'ma pull up when the stage drops. Believe me when I say she don't look good. Believe me.
Yo, what it is, TDC? It's your boy Srotonn here, but you can call me Tone. All right, listen. All right, man, we finna watch the rapper who lied his way to stardom. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Ain't gonna lie, a lot of rappers be lying, bro. So, and if you are a random off the street, lie. If you gotta lie to get the fandom, lie. Stardom, whatever the fuck, lie. That nigga Future be talking about doing drugs. He don't even do drugs no more. I think he been stopped doing drugs for years. It's okay, lie.
How does a habitual liar secure a spot in a genre where realness is everything? Lil Tecca is an exception to the rule when it comes to how being exposed as a fraud
Also, Lil Tecca, shout out to him. Because I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about this dude. I've never heard anybody be like, I do not like him. Like,
quite
shout out to
literally
him.
end your career. Given that he's openly admitted to lying in songs about topics like
This video
girls,
is funny as
guns,
fuck.
and fancy cars.
I don't do like multiple girls, you feel me? Like I rather just like one. I don't have no straps for nobody. I don't even
for
try.
nobody.
You'd expect that the
I don't
hip hop
even try.
community would give him the same treatment that they gave to rappers like CJ, Tekashi 6ix9ine, or even Slim Jesus back in 2015.
Oh, shit.
However, considering that his latest project,
I think the difference is they weren't. I think the difference was that Lil Tecca was like, yeah, I don't even be doing this shit, bro. I just like to make this type of music. The other niggas was like, hey, I actually live this shit. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to push that narrative as if they lived that shit. And today, especially in big 2025, niggas crave for authenticity. I don't know if that's the word, but they crave for it. So, you know, in today's day, like, people don't want to listen to that shit, bro.
outsold notable figures such as Quavo and Lil Yachty, Lil Tecca clearly discovered a successful formula that his predecessors were unable to do. It's your boy Luesta, and today we're going to be investigating how Lil Tecca became hip-hop's most successful hypocrite. But before we get there, let's take a look at his come-up. And as you'll see, he lived a life that was completely different than what he would eventually start to rap about. Born Tyler,
I'm sure. Oh, no,
Justin
God.
Anthony Sharp and Queen.
Boy, that man looked nuts. He looked like nigga looked like Scott Jackson. But he was I don't know a lot of Lil Tecca songs, I'll be honest with you. I know a few though. I know I don't know. I can't even sing it right now.
New York,
I know what I'm talking
Tecca may
about.
have been born in one of hip-hop's hotspots, but eventually he moved to the comfort of
That
Long
man bun?
Island by the 7th grade. As a result, he didn't make a name for himself rhyming in a cypher or on the street corner like many other New York rappers. Instead, much like other famous cap rap specialist YB and Namir, his first experience as a
cap rap?
rapper came over a gaming headset.
How'd you get into actually?
This nigga low-key be throwing shots at people, bro. But okay, game set, okay.
It was on some Xbox shit. We was like roasting each other, and then I was like, I don't want to roast you on Xbox no more. I'm gonna roast you on SoundCloud.
After that, he started spitting in real
Okay.
life and got himself taken to the principal's office in the process.
After that, I started dissing people in school, and then my guidance counselor found out.
Of course, because everybody gonna be talking about it.
And then I deleted all the diss tracks.
Although
Yeah.
he was initially rapping just
He
to
just was
poke fun
dissing
at
people
his
in
friends,
school? What the
making diss
fuck?
tracks helped Tecca understand the power of punchline and also the importance of exaggerating to get a response out of an audience. Nonetheless, Tecca knew that from the very moment he started rapping that he wanted to make a living off it.
I just felt like I had to go crazy. Like I felt like I ain't had no space to leave nothing on the table. Like I had to take that opportunity for real, for real.
Despite the fact that he was barely a teenager, Tecca was laser focused
Yeah, 'cause
on
wasn't he
achieving his
like-
goals.
Wasn't he like 15 or something? I could be lying, but it could be 15 or 16.
Just
when he
didn't
got-
realize how fast he would be ushered onto the world stage. As a young kid, I already knew what I wanted to do. So I was 14 feeling like all the people at the top are 20, whatever.
Yeah.
In 10 years, I'm gonna be 24. They're gonna be 30 something out the door. I definitely didn't see it happening.
37, 30 something out the door. And you know what's nuts about that statement? The top people in the industry that people love listening to, they are all 30 something. And I don't mean 31. Actors, actresses, producers might be a little bit younger, but there's some old and there's some young and older. I feel like people don't hit their stride for real, seems like, in the music industry or entertainment industry besides streaming, unless they're like 30 something. Like that's just what I seem to see.
The exact
not all the time, but
after steadily building a name for himself in Long Island, everything would change when he dropped a little track by
I don't know why I just yelled J. Cole, because I didn't say anybody else's name. But it just had popped into my mind. Like J. Cole, Future, Kendrick, Drake, Dollar Sign, all them other people. They're old. They're old. Not old, sorry. They're in their 30s.
The name of Ransom.
That's what I was talking about.
In a song where he expressed how he had twin Glocks for his ops, this track catapulted Tecca to overnight stardom.
Oh, yeah.
However, it was lyrics like these that would also cause him some trouble down the road. But at first, nobody except himself believed that the song would actually become a hit.
It was one of my favorite songs when I made it. As soon as I made
so
it,
this is old. Okay, that's on old.
Studio. This is the one. But everyone was saying Did It Again was the one that day. I'm saying Ransom.
At just 16 years old, Tecca already knew
he was
he had
16,
a hit
okay.
on his hands. And when Ransom dropped, it instantly put him on everyone's radar. After Cole Bennett took a chance on the unsigned artist, the track became the 4th most successful song.
Damn, Ransom came out 4 years ago. Damn.
In the history of the Lyrical Lemonade channel, up there with the likes of Eminem and Juice WRLD. And as of June 2022,
that Juice WRLD video is amazing
over
too.
1 billion streams on Spotify as well.
That's
Even crazier,
nuts.
it peaked at number 4 on the charts, which took Tecca from being an absolute nobody into a territory that even rappers who've been doing this for decades can only imagine. No one, including Tecca and his manager, expected it was going to blow up like that, or even land him a record deal.
The week after we dropped Ransom, I just got a random call. I was like, hello, who's this? And I was like, this is Alex from Billboard magazine. I was calling to get him.
And this is no weird shit at all, because I'm not hating at all. But just something that came to my mind. You know what I always notice? Is these rappers, they always got like a young white manager and they be on. I'm not saying that that's the meta, but it's just something that I noticed. When I look at all these stories and stuff of people blowing up and they be like, yeah, I just got a phone call and they wanted to do this or do that, it's always a young white manager. Always.
Information about Lil Tecca because we have him charting here with Ransom.
I think I found out in the morning and my mom told me.
That's charting, bro. Like, number 4?
A bidding war broke out and just a really hectic 48, 72 hours.
When the time was right.
Suddenly, Tecca had the world's attention with his smooth flow and evident talent for melody. The only problem that he had was that as far as lyrical content went, there was nothing authentic about them. As rappers often do when they come out the gate, Lil Tecca insisted that his music was 100% him in an interview with DJ Booth, saying, doing me is just how it should be. If it's not like that, then there's something wrong. However,
what is that? I guess you could take that as that.
It became clear that Tecca's interpretation of doing him was different from the typical definition.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like, it just depends on how you look like
real life was like on Long Island. Tecca's attempt at doing him came from emulating the lyrical content of his influences.
Yeah.
Chief Keef was like, it made rapping look cool to me. Like, it was so different. It was like the first of that type of shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. We just doing this shit on the internet.
Basically,
and it's a lot of people that's gonna say it now, of course. But yeah, Chief Keef started that type of music, bro. And I don't know, because I'm an old young nigga that I remember it, but like Chief Keef he was different when he came out. It was like I don't know what this is.
Tecca was cosplaying as a thug in his bars while living a completely different lifestyle outside of the studio. Soon, this would complicate the discussion about his position in hip-hop and whether he even deserved the spot in the first place. To the extent that he contemplated quitting before fully establishing himself. Thankfully, that never happened. And soon after, he did an interview on Genius's YouTube channel where Tecca would do something that would alter the entire trajectory of his career.
This video went so crazy everywhere. I see, bro, it was a meme on Twitter for like, people still use it to this day. I've watched that whole video.
However,
this shit is
unlike
hilarious.
our videos on CJ and Slim Jesus, this interview seemed to do more good than it did bad. Taking one look at Tecca back then, complete with braces, glasses, and his general energy, it was probably easy to tell that he wasn't doing dirt in the streets, like he said in his lyrics.
He said glasses.
In fact, even as Ransom
thugs can't wear glasses.
took off, this was one of the main criticisms that he faced when the video dropped on Lyrical Lemonade, such as this comment that got 30,000 likes saying, "Why Tecca look like an uncomfortable 13-year-old who went to a party with his older brother and is scared to ask
Now this is fucked up. And honestly, it's the truth. But you can tell just by looking at people if they are, you know, who they say they are. Sometimes. Most of the time you can tell. Like Lil Tecca, it's not even because of his glasses. It's his mannerisms. It's the way he talked. You could tell Lil Tecca wasn't in the streets like that, bro. You really could. So, I mean, this comment is funny as fuck, but come on, man. If you didn't know that, like, I don't.
to leave. Most rappers, Lamborghinis and grills. Lil Tecca, braces and golf carts. People always have their opinions, but people were first alerted to Tecca lying in a major way
feel like
when he hopped on Genius
though.
To discuss Ransom in June of 2019.
Million.
Now,
Jeez.
most artists appear on Genius to give the deeper meaning behind their lyrics, while simultaneously hoping to reach a broader audience.
Yeah.
But for Tecca, he literally went on there to reveal that he never even held a firearm, despite all the gun-toting talk on his records.
I got 2 twin Glocks, turn you to a dancer. I don't have no straps for nobody.
For nobody.
I got no straps.
This small but hilarious clip went viral, leading to the interview becoming one of the most viewed videos on the Genius channel.
Boy.
So when he returned to the platform to discuss his song Did It Again, he went even further and completely revealed the truth to his audience in a way that's not often seen on Genius.
I got a pack, hit him and do it again. I'm fucking a friend. I have a girlfriend. I don't have no young ladies.
I have a girlfriend.
Got airline, took one again. Crashed a Rari, so I hopped in the Benz. I don't even drive.
I don't even drive.
Talking about fashion and firearms that he never even touched, Tecca was unsurprisingly trolled for all the capping, with people struggling to believe just how blatant he was about it. As news of Tecca admitting his own lyrics were fake began to circulate, some fans started viewing him as a representation of what's
Don't let that Lil Tecca shit convince y'all it's cool to cap in your raps. Again, older people don't like that shit. They don't like it. They hate that shit actually. But what they don't realize is that a lot of their favorite rappers was capping as well. They were. And like you gotta watch those documentaries, man.
What's wrong with rap? Hey, don't let that Lil Tecca shit convince y'all that it's cool to cap in your raps. The world needs more genuine shit. We got enough cap on the charts.
And the reason I don't care, and this might come off as, and I don't mean it in a racist way, but I don't care when black people do it because white people do it all the time. They do it all the time. They put themselves into hip hop, talk about shit they don't know. Then they blow off of it. Why black kids can't do the same thing? So that's why I don't really give a fuck. Because y'all gonna support the white dude, support him too.
Who can cap the most. Lil Tecca was talking about driving foreign cars when he ain't even have a license. But in Tecca's defense, he wasn't just doing this 1 minute, then backtracking the next to try and save face.
Exactly.
Instead, he leaned into it and tried to make his audience feel stupid for being bothered by what he was doing.
Having a gun don't make anyone gangster. So rapping about guns don't make you want to be gangster. You just rapping about guns. Like I rap about fucking bitches, and I have a whole girl. I ain't fucking none of these bitches. Period. You don't like what I'm talking about?
Real talk, bro. You don't, having a gun do not make you gangster. Having a gun don't make you gang. I'm not a gangster by any means, but I am bound and serious about protecting myself. But that doesn't mean I'm a thug. I don't. Nigga, I am on YouTube. I ain't no gangster on YouTube, nigga. What the fuck?
Go listen to someone else. It's that simple.
In another interview, Tecca claimed that he can do the things he's rapping about, he just chooses not to do them, and that he just wants to rap and make the music he likes. Even with his expose on himself, Tecca's 2019 I Love You mixtape was massively successful and landed at #4 on the billboards, even with no features, other than Juice WRLD hopping on the remix to Ransom. But as he was experiencing the greatest success of his life at the age of 17, Tecca felt the pressure to the point where he almost gave up. He hinted that he might quit just 3 months after the song's release in a tweet where he wrote, "I love y'all. Shit won't be continuing as long as y'all thought. There's like 30 other rappers that sound just like me. Y'all will be good." Suddenly faced with
ain't lying. But at the end of the day, his he has a big fan base, and every time he dropped, people are gonna flock to it.
Adjusting to fame before he was
I've seen it
18,
myself.
as well as being trolled by critics who felt that him living a lie in his music meant that it was invalid. Tecca clearly found out the hard way.
No, because they wouldn't do that with
too much success.
They wouldn't do it with these white rappers,
but when
bro.
it came
I don't
to
want to hear
deceiving
that
his
shit.
audience, he really shouldn't have worried. Because while previous generations would have found that to be offensive, the sales and the support he got online showed that his fans didn't really care.
No,
in fact,
nobody
they found it
cares.
refreshing. For instance, in a Reddit post discussing how Lil Tecca admitted to capping on every song, some users claimed that this was the main reason they liked Tecca, specifically for how he doesn't give a fuck. This was backed by another comment.
Why did he say it like that?
Tecca is the realest rapper. He straight admits he never shot anyone, and he just says stuff that sounds good on tracks. I don't see how that makes him fake. Could he rap about stuff that he actually does? Yes, but who wants to hear about a 16-year-old playing GTA, shooting hoops, and doing homework all day?
And it shows that he pays attention because, let's be honest, a lot of rap is the same shit over and over and over. At this point, I be listening for the beats because it's gonna be about drugs, sex, money, killing. Like that's pretty much going to be the topics every time. So I just listen to how good it sounds on the track.
As Tecca continued to drop music and featured on tracks from Internet
Not all,
Money, among others,
most.
he had been so successful that he chose to reject being on the XXL freshman list in 2020 because he already outpaced it. Now, you may think that Tecca was being a bit too full of himself here, and that
I ain't gonna lie, boy, that ego crazy.
these type of results would either stagnate or drop off eventually. However, if we compare how his music has aged in comparison to his peers like Lil Pump, Smoke Perp, or YBN Namir, you'll see that Tecca is miles ahead of him.
I did not know that was his
Tecca released 2 albums in 2019, and while they performed similarly and kept his name in the conversation, they didn't have the same impact as his debut project. This could have easily been perceived as a fall off, or that he wasn't as good as he once was. Because historically, child stars.
I also feel like it's hard to make a whole good album, for real. It's not as easy as people think. And that's for me just listening to albums. Like it's not as easy as people think.
Don't really stick around. Rappers like Lil Pump,
he has really good singles though.
And by the end of 2020, he was pretty much already irrelevant. Plus, Tecca had that reputation as a liar hanging over him. But while someone like Lil Pump had fallen off because people got sick of him, Tecca did the smart thing.
People did get tired of it.
Along the way, he leveled up his mindset and found out how to turn his weakness into strengths. After his project We Love You Tecca 2 dropped in August
25,
of 2021,
damn, nigga.
the Long Island rapper kept a pretty low profile. Aside from an occasional feature here and there, not much was known about his next move. That is until, almost out of nowhere, he proved that all that time away hadn't been wasted when he dropped a song titled 500 Pounds. This song went pretty hard, getting nearly 13 million
I don't think I've heard that before. Gee.
views in just 4 months. A pretty impressive stat for a non-mainstream rapper. And straight away, his fans were happy to welcome him back. The first track to drop from his new project Tech, the press run for the album stressed that while other rappers from his class stayed static or refused to evolve, he actively took time to hone in on his skill set. When you practice and care about your craft, you get better over time. Even if I thought I was good a year ago, looking back now, I'm way better now.
It has nothing to do with this shit. But listen, if you want to do something, start it now because the time is going to pass. This can be time for you getting better. Will people fuck with your shit right away? Probably not. But you can use that time to get better. So when it's your time, you'll be ready. So
I'm way better at speaking about
my
what
little
I'm going
nugget in
through
there.
and actually translating it in a way to where it's inviting people into my world instead of just blurting information at people. Like, yo, I'm sad right now. Yo, I'm happy. I just bought a Gucci bag. Although he may have been a frequent liar, his delivery showed a clear awareness of his exaggeration, making it difficult for many people to become upset about it. While other rappers of his era have plummeted out of the world's view, Tecca made a strong comeback.
That's so crazy that I did not know those was his people in his class.
Same shit that I've been on since a young kid, like, so definitely expect some growth on there. Definitely expect some more talking about the topic, not talking around the topic. Like, a lot of confidence on there for sure.
Judging by the fact that he still amassed over 1 billion streams in 2023 alone, Tecca is seemingly going nowhere and is content with his position in the game. He's no longer fixated on spinning the block, toting Glocks in his music videos, or that he wants people to test his gangster.
The way this nigga is talking is, I don't know if he's serious or he's trolling. That shit is hilarious,
like
bruh.
many other rappers
Gangster, spinning the block.
He explicitly states that his sole focus is on work. While other rappers boast about being outside, Tecca is content indoors. In fact, his childhood stardom has accelerated his maturity beyond his years.
Every time I be getting invited outside, like a party or something like that, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be blessed when I'm 35 and chilling on my yacht, just thinking about all the time I sacrificed when I was 20. I don't really care to be partying with no one. I don't like them anyway. I've been introduced to a lot of shit that a lot of people are excited by in their 30s when I was a young teen. So right now I look at all that shit and I'm like, bro, that's boring. I don't want to go to the club and spend a bunch of money on bottles. That's boring. Let's do some.
I agree with that. And I also think this is I don't be liking this excuse with people too, because people use it and they be like, man, you know, I just want to stay inside. You can go like leave your house. You know that, right? And you still be cool. Because I think it'd be something that people say that I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, going in the club, I could say that for me because I don't like the club. I hate it, actually. So
some other shit. Let's make some money. You trying to spend money.
With the Tech album outselling projects from huge rappers like Quavo and Lil Yachty with 41,000 units, the 21-year-old has proven that gaining success beyond your wildest dreams at a young age isn't a death sentence.
It's not.
And even today, he's still openly capping in his raps.
I don't think nobody know nobody with 500 pounds. If you got 500 pounds, I don't know if I trust you. That's a lot of stuff, 500 rounds. I don't know if I trust you either.
Against all odds, Tecca hasn't just survived, but he's thrived to the point that young listeners today actually see him as an inspiration because of his maturity and how he's outlasted other rappers in his position. I just love watching Tecca interviews
and the way he expresses himself.
And the way he expresses himself. I learned a lot from him. Tecca seems so comfortable as he's grown as an artist. Happy for him. And
you can definitely see the confidence in him too, though. You can see the difference between when he first came in, he was like kind of like a little point Dexter, but you can see he's a lot more comfortable with who he is and who he is as an artist.
The album. Thrown into the spotlight at the age of 16, Tecca had to grow up fast.
16,
so it's not surprising that he ventured down a risky path, one that he might have not
hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millionaires.
But whether you love him or hate him, Tecca is ultimately past caring what people think. And through that kind of self-belief, there is the freedom to do anything.
It's okay for people to not understand who I am and not care to understand who I am.
Facts.
Everybody don't like chicken. Everybody don't like bacon, egg, and cheese. Everybody don't like what you like. And I also understand that about myself too. And even if I try to explain myself to the world, there's going to be something
they're not going to get it.
I don't care. You understand me? It is what it is.
I don't think people understand that. I know that we're damn near at the end of the shit. I don't think people understand that, bro. It's okay for you not to like something. It's okay. And it's okay for people not to like your shit. You don't like everything. How do you expect everybody else to? It don't make sense to me.
That's that. Like if somebody says I'm 5'2" on Twitter or something, I'm not gonna be like in the replies like, bro, here's my ID. I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna scroll past and go order some food.
But some people,
done making
not
apologies
like that,
or trying to prove himself to anyone, Tecca's career prospects are looking incredibly healthy. So whether you want him to win or you'd rather that the years he spent capping came back to haunt him, it looks like he's not disappearing anytime soon.
Yeah, man. Shout out to this dude. He makes really good videos. And shout out to Tecca. Yeah, but like I said, bro, some people they can't stand it. They can't look at somebody, trash their name, and just keep going. I can do it online. I can't do it in person. I have a hard time and I'm working on that. If you do it in person, it's probably most likely gonna be a problem. But online, like, hell no. These people are miserable, bro. You gotta just keep going. But I think that's all I really gotta say. We're gonna get up out of here, man. Till next time. I'm out.